Hey guys, it's David at Guitars in the Bank, and today we're going to work on restringing a Stratocaster. First, we're going to start by removing the old strings. You can use clippers or you can take them off however you'd like. I just use a fret tool, and I just clip them right off. This makes it a lot easier. And that way I can just kind of yank them out of here. Sometimes these get a little stuck, and so I have a little trick for this. I just take a little Allen wrench, because I have these on hand already, and I'll just pop it in like that, and that'll make it come loose in the back. If it's hard to take back out, I just use needle nose pliers to grab it back out of here. Before we get to putting the new strings on, let's first just address the fretboard. And this one, it's a dark wood, and it's not like an ebony. This looks like it's probably like a rosewood. So I'm going to clean this up with quadruple aught steel wool, the most fine steel wool you can get. So we'll do that real fast here. So the whole principle here is I'm going to kind of make a circular motion. You don't have to apply a whole lot of pressure. And the benefit of this is that when you go to play with the new strings, it's going to feel a lot easier. The notes are going to feel like you can grab them a little easier. Okay, and then I have an air compressor, so I'm just going to use that to take all the steel wool off of the pickups and the neck. Once we clean up the fretboard with a steel wool, we're going to hit it with some Old English. It's a scratch cover for dark woods specifically. And so not only is this going to cover the little micro scratches we just created, but it's also going to condition the fretboard and keep it from drying out. Some people really like using lemon oil, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. You really want to work it in, make sure you get it kind of in the corners by the frets. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of just do a quick pass and kind of dry it up a little bit. This is also a good time if you want to polish your guitar up before you put the strings on. This one's already good to go, so we're not going to worry about that. These are some of my bulk SIT 10s for electric. These are just kind of their basic set, kind of comparable to an Ernie ball. On this kind of a Stratocaster, the strings are actually going to go through the back here, and so I'm going to show you kind of easily how to do that. So start with the thickest string, and so we're going to start on the far right side here, and then you're just going to pull it out the front side here, and then you're going to repeat that with every string. So right through, right there, that opening there, and come through the front side. I didn't say this earlier, but this is a floating bridge. And that just essentially means that the bridge itself, right here, depending on how you have it set up in the back with the springs, can be lifted up or it can be flat like it is right now. Right now it's nice and flat. That's how I typically prefer it. Okay, so now we're going to finish this up. Now I will note right here, these are actually not the most standard type of tuning machines. These are tuning machines that you actually end up having the excess string go into this top part here, which we'll explain in a second. But then after this, we'll also go over the other style as well. So on this one, you have to pre-cut the slack a little bit. So I'll just use my fret tool to cut. And my general rule, just to keep everything the same, so if I'm going to be going into this one right here, I'm going to go ahead and go 1, 2.5 past this one. So I'm going to cut right there. You're going to take this excess part, you're going to drop that directly into the hole there, and then you're going to bend it in towards the headstock. So you want to go in towards the headstock, not the other way. Makes it a lot easier to have something like this. It's just a string winder, and we're going to just slowly go around, and you want to make sure the string is going underneath itself for tuning stability. Make sure it goes through the nut slot. We got tension, that's good enough. So here's the next one, and so this is the one we're going into. So we're going to go 1, 2.5, and we're going to cut right at that 2.5 mark. And we're going to go right in to the hole there, and then we're going to go bend it in towards the headstock. I'm going to string this up, and again, just make sure you're getting the string underneath itself. Put some tension on there, we're good, and just keep repeating. Go in. Make sure it's going in towards the headstock. Now with this method, you realize we're going to start running out of pegs here, so we're going into this one. So 1, 2, you can kind of calculate a half there. Kind of just doing the best we can. Rough estimate is okay. The other thing that I didn't notice, I didn't mention on the last string, is on the B and the E, make sure the string is underneath the string tree right here. So we've got the strings on, and at this point we're just going to tune it up. Then I'm going to stretch the strings. This just keeps the strings from slipping out of tune. And then if you want to double check, you can use a snark tuner. I mentioned earlier that the bridge was flat to the body, and of course, when I put the strings on, there must have been 9s on here before. These are actually causing the bridge to lift up, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but the way this guitar is set up, the action's playing a little high, so not for this video, but that's something that you want to address, is tightening up the strings in the back, and that'll lower that down to wherever you need to make it a playable action. Let's get to the other style of tuning machines on Stratocasters, which this is the much more standard style. And this is going to be the kind where you see tuning machine, the hole is just right directly there through the tuning machine itself. If your guitar feels like these are a little loose, just take the time to take a little Phillips and just tighten them up a little bit. These are a little loose still too, so we're just going to take a little adjustable Allen wrench. Be really careful, because you don't want to slip and scratch up the headstock. But you just want to kind of gently tighten these up a little bit. You don't need to over tighten. Just make sure they're not wibbly wobbly. Okay, so we're gonna start with the thick E string here. You're just gonna go straight through. And then once I have it pulled through, I'm gonna go with my right hand at the 12th fret. I'm just gonna kind of do like a salute here. And then I'm going to bend the string in towards the headstock. And I'm going to take this part of the string and go wrap around the tuning machine underneath the excess string. And then we're going to go ahead and wind it in the same principle. We want to keep the string underneath itself. So next one, same thing. We're just going to go straight through. Hand at the 12th fret, like a salute. Keep the same amount of slack. We're going to bend the string in, and then we're going to take the excess and go underneath like that. Then we're going to take our handy dandy string winder and go underneath the string itself. We're going to go through the hole here, the hand at the 12th fret, and we're going to bend in the excess. And we're going to take this string and wrap it underneath, just like that. As I'm winding the string, I'm using my right hand to keep the string where I want it to go. I'm kind of keeping it tight. All right, now we're getting to the thin strings. Right at the 12th fret, bend in, wrap underneath. If you mess up on the plain strings, don't be discouraged. These are harder than the wound strings. Now tuning. On this, don't forget to clip the excess of the top. Careful not to clip the string itself. I've done that before. Cool. That's it for today's video, guys. So if you liked the video, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.